Have you ever heard the question, you got change for $1? Good evening. I'm William Ferguson. This is Common Sense. If there's a place where quarters are required, a lot of times you'll hear somebody ask, do you have change for $1? Change for $1. Well, getting change for $1 is one thing, but change in and of itself is free. It might take a little work on your behalf, but it's free. The Democrats, they hang around each other and they feed each other full of lies, deceptions, hatred, evil, all of it. And they spread that to those around them. They want the people of this country to change, to see things their way. And their way is in the dark. I don't want to be groping around in the dark, not knowing what I'm looking at. I want to know what I'm looking at. I've made life's changes for the better. And change didn't cost $1. It didn't cost anything. Now today, Pelosi had the instrument for the impeachment trial sent to the Senate. Why? I don't know. But it's because, I'm guessing, they're not going to change. They want the country to change, to be their way, so that they have the power, the control, the money. They want everything. They have an anxiety within themselves, a tension, a stress. Maybe they can get the power before they die. Maybe they can. They can be the great. And I was thinking about it as I was watching Adam Schiff sitting up there in his chairman's seat. And all that he was doing was trying to say, I'm the boss here. I'm the king. I'm going to make this happen so that I can say I made that happen. Wow, really? That's all you want to get out of it? I think there's a lot more to this. I really do. Because the way the Democrats are behaving, I think they're hiding the fact that they're getting kickbacks from constituents in their districts. Let's look at their districts. Well, Maxine Waters, she doesn't live in her district. She lives in a $1 million mansion outside of her district. But then, just because she doesn't live in her district, that doesn't mean she can't say, well, you know, corporation over here, what do you want? I can get it for you. But you got to kick back some money over here once I get it for you. I'll fight for you, not the people. No, forget the people. They can't give me enough money. But corporation, I can do stuff. But I have to have the money. And she is California. Imagine that. Nancy Pelosi. I believe she's California as well. But I think she is out closer to Silicon Valley. But she can still say, oh, I might not be in your district, but I can get things done for you if you give me money. And they've got all kinds of ways to hide it. They think they're above the law. Manipulate the IRS. Oh no, let's not do that. That's too obvious. Let's hide it in offshore accounts. Let's hide it in other countries. We'll just hide it. and all the rest of them. Look at where they come from. What's in their districts? What are their constituents doing as far as manufacturing or service jobs? What are they doing? How much money can these Democrats get from these constituents in their districts or even outside their districts? Outside their states, maybe. You do this, or if you give me this, I'll do this for you. You see, the whole thing to me stinks to high heaven. I'm sorry to use heaven as an example, but it stinks. It really does. And the biggest key to this whole thing is Hunter Biden and the ex-vice president, Joe Biden. Joe Biden was in a position of power, and he used it. Well, he abused it, really. He told the Ukrainian government, either you fire this investigator that's investigating the company that my son is working for, or you don't get this money from the United States, which wasn't his money in the first place. It was our money. And so this prosecutor, was fired. Gosh. And he says it right out loud. Right on TV, he said it. That is what they're trying to pin on the president. And the president did absolutely nothing wrong. Now, the Democrats see it that the president wanting to get to the bottom of the corruption, not only from Burisma, the company that hired Hunter Biden, but also to the corruption of the vice president under President Obama, who never was a president, really. How far did it go? Seriously. In Benghazi, Libya, what was that? Why didn't Clinton pull out our consulate and the people in it? Why? What was going on over there? What was going on over there? And she so nonchalantly said, what difference does it make now? It makes a big difference. But what was going on in that Democrat-run White House? Serious, what was going on? And I've got a feeling that a lot of the Democrats in Washington, D.C. know exactly what was going on because they were a part of it. Getting kickbacks from oil companies or manufacturing companies or whoever. Setting up money laundering operations. And I seriously wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt that Clinton was laundering money through Libya. And that's why she wouldn't pull our consulate people out. I seriously do. And then you've got Obama sending pallets of money, cash, untraceable, to the Middle East, to our enemy. Did they keep all that money? Or did some of it get kicked back to Obama? Or even Biden? Or even Secretary of State Clinton? What did happen? We don't know. Because they won't talk about it. And they don't want to change. They don't. They don't want to see the good side of life. They don't want to see peace and joy. They don't want to see families They don't want to see unity. They don't want to see the citizens of America trusting God. They want to see the citizens trusting the Democrats. Heck, the Democrats are even tearing themselves apart. If you've seen any of the debates for the Democrats, they're tearing each other apart. They can't even stand each other. If they're divided within their party, how are they going to unite the United States? How are they going to keep the people united? They can't. They can't unite themselves. And they're not willing to change. They don't see that change is good for them, not for us. For the Christian conservative, we are doing fine. In fact, with President Trump in the Oval Office as the president, we're doing spectacular. We are being secured by a border wall. We are being prosperous with trade agreements. There was a part of a trade agreement signed today with the Chinese that is in agreement with China. They have to buy so much stuff from us, agriculture, manufacturing, and stuff like that. It's good because that's income in the pockets of Americans. And it's not China taking all of the manufacturing jobs out of the United States. It's fair. It's good. The Democrats are so full of themselves, they can't see good. They feed on each other's evil, deception, and lies, so much so, they're not going to change. And they're not going to see that change is good. What President Trump is doing is unprecedented. He has more going for him and the country than I don't think any other president in history has done. Change. It doesn't cost $1. It might cost a little bit of adjustment in your head, changing your mind, changing your heart, but change doesn't cost anything. And seeing the light and walking in the light is change for good. And change for good helps others. We are the most charitable country still on the planet. The Democrats don't want that. They want to take your charity money. Seriously, I haven't heard anything charitable come from a Democrat lately. They're trying to destroy this country. They don't want the Democrat to change to Republican. They don't want the evil to change to good. They don't want the sinner to change to saint. And we're not saints. We don't walk around with our heads in the air saying, "Oh, I'm holier than thou. I've changed my life." No. We walk around knowing that we are humbled before God. And when we have a problem, we go and ask God. And guess what? He made us. He knows the answer to every last single question we can ask him. Change. Look for change. If you need change, ask for help. Say, "Hey, can you help me change? Can you help me do this? Can you help me make my life better, happier, more joyful, more full of love?" Change is awesome. It really is. And I live for God now. I used to live for the genie in the bottom of the bottle, and she always lied. Always. I don't do that anymore. I got sober and I found God. And I know God. I talk to God a lot. And God does things. God does things that I couldn't explain some of the things that he does. But he does these things just to say, hey, I'm still here. And I still love you. Just a little reminder to let you know I'm still here. And I still love you. And because I've changed my life, it's change. Change is good. I think God gave us time so that we would change. Each day I grow a little bit more spiritually. That's change. That's change for the good. Change for the good. Don't listen to the evil. Think about living a life. It would be totally different if you're living in evil, living in a life of change for good. It's completely different than what you think. You don't lose everything. You don't gain anything. Except you learn to live with what you have and be glad and thank God for everything. That's all I've got for now. I'm William Ferguson, and I ask that you pray for the president and God will protect him. And I ask that you pray for those who are trying to destroy this country and this Constitution, that there will be justice served on those who are trying to do that. And I ask that you pray for our police and our military, that God will keep them protected. I thank you for watching. This is Common Sense.